Basket Brains, Disc Source, and Frisbee Freaks. Emerald City Disc proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world. Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc. Alongside of me, as always, is the Fairway Finder, Ollie DePina. This is the
K
KO
O
Disc
Disc Golf
Golf
Show.
Show. Bro, we are like on point with that. I listened to last week's episode. Immaculate. Absolutely. Welcome to episode 124 of the KO Disc Golf Show. Today is August 25th, 2026. This is the Jinx episode. KO question of the week, answer down below, and Ollie and I will get to it at the end of the episode. What was your first job? This is a pretty easy one, just kind of getting to know us a little bit. What was your first job? Ollie, how you doing, man? How's it going?
Oh, I am doing good. Work. Got a bunch of new Instagram videos that are gonna be flowing out. They've been really fun to make and like fun to like collaborate on, and I've been enjoying that a lot. Like going into work and being like, "What are we making?" You know, like it's
Yeah.
really fun.
The one
Um,
with the tear last week was awesome. It was really funny.
that also it was hilarious. Like, oh, like you're in love with this card. That is like my dream card. Like that is
Yeah.
a Poncho Pikachu shiny Rayquaza. Like that is like if I could have one card, if someone asked me, it would be that card. Like legitimately, there's probably more expensive cards I could ask for, but that's like the one card I would ask for. And so I was like, do I have to give it back? I was like, these are I would take that card out to the park. So it was a good time. Um, Went to the Mariners game yesterday. Got a bunch of free stuff. Went with my company, which was really fun. It was a trading card night. So I'll start off with what I got first. Uh, Muckleshoot Casino full jersey with the 26 on the back. This one's really sweet. Cool color.
Okay.
Really
Yeah.
cool design on like the sleeve. Like has like some tribal stuff and in the Mariners. Buttons up. Really cool.
Sweet.
So I got this one for free when we came in. And then up at our
That's sweet.
booth, we had uh I like this one a lot. I think this one's funny. I think this is another jersey. Yeah, it buttons up all, or it's just a button up with a collar, not necessarily a jersey, but it's pretty cool. This one is the trading card night shirt, so it has all like the trading card
Oh,
guys.
sweet.
I don't know. It's funny. It's like I don't know
Yeah.
where I'll wear this. Probably on stream only. You know, something fun.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
was like, this
To
is
another Mariners game.
yeah, this is definitely like a fun stream shirt and some fun stuff. And then my company was there, and if you signed up with Gradient Cards, and if you still want to, honestly, we're shouting it. I'm gonna extend this out to anyone here at the KO Disc Golf Show. If you'd like one, let me know. We have these little Ken Jimothy Jr. cards, and they have like numbers on the back. This is an artist proof, so this is gonna have the AP. So like me and some of the coworkers got this, but it has some Gradient stuff on there. And then if you do, I also have a free pack for you online if you'd like to. So
Cool.
just reach out to me and down below in the comments if you're interested in any of the free pack and some Mariner stuff. We got some codes online that we can get to you and stuff. So,
Yeah, that
but I had
Jimothy
a good
card's
time,
pretty sweet, dude.
dude. I was happy to get one, and there's some numbered variations, and then there's a gold one of one that we're doing an auction for, and then everything's going to. I think it's we found some like it made sense like hand in hand with Jimothy. It was like some like wildlife or like some like animal.
Animal
Um,
shelter or something.
yeah, it was like
Oh,
the proceeds go to some animal thing.
that's cool.
This feels so bad not I'm like
Yeah,
some
sure,
animal
sure.
thing,
Yeah.
but it is cool. So it was really fun and it was cool to go with everyone. And I don't know, it's definitely feels good at the job right now with that
Good.
and everything. So. I'll be back. I don't think I'm going in today to stream, but I should be up streaming this week. So excited for that.
Nice. Yeah, sweet, dude.
How you doing, Kurt?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been a pretty chill week all in all here. I didn't end up going to Fallen Barn last weekend. I was like 50-50. And then we did a bunch of work out at Lakewood on Wednesday, and afterwards I was like, I just don't feel like driving up there. And then the next morning, like my neck was kind of sore, and it was just like I'm just gonna take the week off and kind of chill. But we put myself, Macklin Hamilton, and Brandon Bradshaw, the three of us put seven new sleeves in the ground at Lakewood. A lot of just like replacing old sleeves that were busted up and no good. Hole one short, the sleeve was really messed up. I think a lawnmower hit it, so it was bent up. So just put a new sleeve in the ground there, so hole one can go back to that short little
Yep.
like ace race position, which is like kind of an iconic hole, for that course, and just such a beautiful little shot right there, especially right now. Like the pond's so low that this is kind of the prime time for that hole.
I
Um,
brought some new people out, and I was like, "We can actually play hole one if you want." I was like,
sure,
I really don't think it would get lost, like kind of
yeah,
thing. Or
and
I saw them throw at the warm up baskets, and was like, "You can get it across. Like it's okay."
you're, y'all be okay. You'd be maybe in the tall grass, but we'll find it.
And so we
Yeah.
were playing it along. It was like a week and a half ago. We were playing it along, and I was like, "Yeah, there's something iconic about that short pin position, 100%."
Yeah, it's so pretty on the hill, just like right there. It's like kind of further up the hill than I like ever remember. Like right now with the how low
Yeah,
the pond is, like it feels like it's way up there. And when the pond's up, you're like you're totally level with it.
yeah.
Like it's such a weird optical illusion. But that one, um, hole six got a short position, which I think is the
Oh,
only time that hole has ever gotten a second sleeve anywhere. Not really. I guess there's that
to the
short,
right.
short right one. Yeah. So this is going to be just in front of the tree, probably about 20, 30 feet in front of the tree and slightly to the left.
Oh
It's,
wow.
yeah, it's a pretty fun straight shot. I want to say it's like probably 325, 335, somewhere in that range. Um, I really like throwing it. It's a good time. I've had one or two already kind of like skip, kind of like past the basket, kind of hit the brush on the left, and then like roll kind of far down the hill. So I was like, okay, so it doesn't have a little bit of teeth. You do have to come in with a little bit of pace. You can't just be throwing whatever disc into the hillside there. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be pretty fun. The day we did it, we didn't even move the basket into that location yet. We were still just doing other stuff, replacing like hole sevens long and that kind of thing. And a couple of the old guys that go and play Lakewood every morning, they were like, "Kirby, did you do this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they started like giving me a round of applause. They're like, "We're gonna build a shrine for you over there." They're like, "We love that." And I was like, "Oh, you guys are." I was like, so funny. Like I knew, especially like some of those older guys, that hole six is like such a problem hole for them. Like I knew, especially like they're gonna be so pumped about it. So. Lots of stuff being planned for Lakewood. Lots of changes still going to happen. Like I don't think it's totally a secret yet, or totally a secret necessarily, but hole three going forward, I think like in due time, it is going to be gone. Like I think
Oh
that hole's
wow.
just yeah. I think they're gonna build a path there. Is from my understanding. So even like that short little shot that we have right now, it's just like not going to be doable in the future. So. There's one hole that's just going to be kind of cut out, and we're going to find another hole somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, and then hole four is going to change a ton. I'm sure if you're out there right now, you might see there's a bunch of like stuff marked and stuff like that. That's all just kind of like future plans for that hole. Yeah, big plans for it. But the issue with hole four, if anybody's wondering, the tee pad from where it is right now. Um, the way you're throwing and the that like road that kind of cuts through the middle of the path, you have people coming up from that right hand side and you can't see them until the disc is like already kind of down fairway.
Yeah.
And if you shank something out to the right, which is like not even that wild of a miss to kind of just like throw it a little to the right, like it's really dangerous for people walking, and we're only going to have more and more people walking on that path going forward. So things need to change before somebody gets hurt. And the park has been like super cool and really open about like clearing a bunch of stuff and kind of like almost like creating a complete new hole kind of in that back area there. So it's something that I am excited for. I think like long term it's going to look really good. Like it might be kind of weird. There might be like a middle area where it's kind of weird and we're kind of figuring it out as we're kind of playing, because we might have to shut that tee pad down and stuff like that. But um I'm not taking the tee pad out of the ground. Like nobody from the Northwest Disc Golf Association is going to actually go and like crumble old Forest tee pad up. So if somebody wants to play from old Forest tee pad while
Hmm.
we are telling you that's not the recommended tee pad, it's still there. So it's not like this necessarily going anywhere. If somebody wants to use it for like a tournament or something like that, very possible, very pliable. So just tons of stuff, tons of flexibility with all the new baskets and stuff like that, which is going to make for the course just to be better. And
Yeah.
Mac and I are working on a schedule. We have like most of the schedule pretty much figured out, where every month in the first week of the month, I'm going to go out and move a couple of baskets. So Lakewood's going to be on a constant like rotation of stuff, and Some holes might be in the same location for 6 months, and they might be in the other location for 6 months. Some of them might move every 2, 3 months. Some of them, because certain holes, like I think hole six behind the tree is still like the shot for hole six at Lakewood. So it's probably going to be back there for the majority of the year, and then just be in that short position for like a couple months here and there. And like I think that's just really fun, and I think that's just going to add more variety and more value to the
Yeah,
course long term. So.
I like that.
But yeah, as I mentioned before, if anybody has any questions or anybody has any feedback, anything you would like to see, or if you'd like to help and volunteer, please reach out to me. We're going to be assembling a ton of work parties like that going forward, and we're going to need a ton of people and hands basically just to get out there. There's a lot of work that has to be done. Like I said, because we're losing hole three, we got to kind of create a new hole somewhere, and we have an idea of where it's going to go, but kind of walking through there, we're like, oof, this is going to take it's going to take some work. This is going to take some real manpower to kind of clear out and make super fun and super viable too. So, yeah, like I said, just reach out to me. Besides that, I went and saw Spider Man on Sunday. It was okay. Everybody was kind of talking it up, and like it was this great movie. And have you seen it?
No,
No, it honestly, and like there's no spoilers really. I just Marvel is like doing this with all their movies now, where they're just like cramming a bunch of Marvel characters, like it's like too many into every movie, and it kind of hits a point where it's just like, honestly, I don't think I really needed like this character, that character, this character. Like this movie is no different if those characters aren't here, and it's like random government person, random character, random this. Like it would have been just the same movie or just fine and still as
trying to make
entertaining.
you care about someone. You're like, why? Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or like you want me to like get excited over the fact that like this character that I recognize
Yeah.
was in the
Fanfare
movie for
almost.
a
Yeah.
minute and 45 seconds and they never left a bathtub for the like the whole time. Where it's like what was the point, Like yeah, they had like the chillest week. I'm sure that actor got paid a ton of money, which like good for him, like but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff where I was like it was okay. Yeah, it didn't really get me excited about like Doomsday or like the next couple of movies. Like it wasn't one of those like, oh, all right, sweet, I'm so ready for Doomsday and I'm so ready for the next sequence of movies. It was just kind of like when the movie ended, I was like, all right, like cool, here we go. That was just another one of those kind of things. So, um, yesterday I get home and Ellie calls me into the laundry room and I get in there and there is one of the biggest spiders I have seen in the house, like on the wall. And I'm like not even exaggerating when this thing's like, I mean, like that, like the thing's huge, like all the huge legs, thing's fucking massive. And I was out there putting. I was having a couple of drinks, so I come in and I kind of like look at her and I go, I got this. And I go over and I get a wad of paper towels and I wet the paper towels, and she's standing behind me. So I I exaggerate like an old. So I have the wet paper towels in my hand, and like an old timey baseball player, I go like this. I turn around, I shoot her a wink, I blow her a kiss, and I turn around and when I say I throw this wad of paper towels, I mean like I was trying to put it through the fucking wall. I threw this thing so hard, and I got that spider, dude. I sniped it from like 6 feet away. Like I was like not across the room, but I was like in the middle of the room and just and she's standing behind me. She goes, "What the fuck?" And I just like look at her. She goes, "First of all, what the hell was that?" She's like, "You blew me a kiss in the middle of that. Like what the hell?" And she goes, "Secondly, I can't believe you hit it." She goes, "I did not for a second think that you were going to hit that." She goes, "I cannot believe you hit it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty good." So,
Can't just take a cup and throw them out.
nah, dude.
I'm like, holy execution of a spider.
Dude,
That
I
guy probably eats
smited that
more little
fucker.
like flies and bugs than you like any other spider ever, and you just were like, "F you, bro." You gave him like an execution style death. That's
Dude,
crazy.
it was insane. Honestly, I think anybody that would have watched it would have been kind of impressed
I'm,
with
I'm
how
sure. I'm
hard,
sure.
like, I was not holding back. Like, because but I do think that is kind of like the optimal way to kill a spider is to take a wad of wet paper towels and just like snipe it, just like throw it at it and just like let it kind of suffocate under there. So
I got
Yeah,
a
that's
spider that's been hanging out in my outside area, and I'm just letting him hang out because I'm like, he's building this giant web, and I'm like, you're probably catching more bugs from flying near me. Where I'm like, let's just tag team this. I'll hang out here. I won't touch your web, and you just make sure there's nothing around me. And I'll look over, and bro's still there, hanging out in his exact spot on his huge ass web.
he's outside.
Yeah,
Totally different. You want to
I
be
hear you.
outside? I
I
got
hear
no
you.
issues.
The porch is my space, though. I'm not gonna lie. It might as well be inside.
I do understand that, but no, they're outside.
It's
It's like
true. It's true.
that's kind of like you're supposed to be outside.
Actually,
Like,
that's a good point. If this was like in my living room, I probably would have a problem with it.
yeah, you're not just giving him a corner. Like that's crazy.
I mean, I'm doing it right now, and it's working out, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah. How many like fruit flies do you have to have in your house to just be like, I'm calling the spiders. I'm bringing a spider. I'm calling the
Well,
spiders.
maybe if it gets bad, I'll keep this spider, and then I'll just be like, "Get on in here." I'll bring him inside,
Hey,
and I'll
like a
be
little
like,
terrarium.
"Yeah," and I'll be like, "I'll put it above my compost area, and then he'll just eat everything."
It's kind of awesome.
That might
I
be
kind of
Philly.
don't hate it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm liking this guy. Maybe I'll give him a name soon. If he's here next
As
week, he'll have a name.
comment down below names for Ollie Spider. The one on his porch. Yeah, that's what we mean. So
This web is huge. It's like a 5 foot web it's building. Like it's huge.
hell yeah. That should be the um like Instagram picture for the
Oh,
teaser for
awesome,
the website
awesome,
is just him.
awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, last thing I want to talk about before we get into the tournament recap and stuff. This coming up this weekend is Washington State doubles championships. I think one of the more prestigious events in the state, one of those like kind of like if you're title chasing as a local player, that's one of those titles you would be trying to catch. Um, Currently, I think Washington State Dubs, Washington State Championships, and then the South Sound Classic are really like the only three major titles or like big tournaments that we have here in Washington. Cascade Challenge, I think, is kind of an interesting conversation just because like necessarily like the best player from Washington isn't winning the tournament, and that doesn't really
Yeah.
feel like you're winning a title necessarily because you still technically didn't win. You know what I mean? Like you still lost the event in a way. So, just curious, like, do you have an idea, like, as to like what the fourth title? And I really like the idea of four titles is really appealing to me because I like the idea of like a potential Grand Slam
Yeah.
champion, which we're definitely not going to have this year. John Babb, who won South Sound Classic, is not playing dubs, so there's zero chance for
A
Grand Slam
slam.
champion. Yeah, but what do you think would be like the fourth title? Because I was really having a tough time because like we don't have like takeoff or anything like that going on right now.
Yeah, it probably would be takeoff would be in that like as a like when it is there. Like it is definitely like the local tournament that I feel like Seattle people want to win.
Hmm.
Trying to think outside of that, like what really would be like a must.
Yeah, there's no like when the Pac X Cup was
Yeah.
going on, like that was like kind of another one where it's like, oh, you could win the Pac X Cup, and South Sound Classic, and the other one that was kind of almost like its own title in a way. Um, but I mean, like, I really don't think like we need like a fourth A tier or something like that, or like a third A tier, I guess, here in Washington.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
that kind of plays into that. I think Shelton's a great location for it. Although South Sound Classic does kind of claim those, so like maybe SeaTac is the better spot. Um, I don't love it being at Kayak, but Kayak would like make
There,
sense as well.
yeah, there. I don't think it is kayak, but there it would make sense. But like, I don't think like people are like, oh, I gotta win KPO this year
Yeah,
necessarily yet. I think there will be a prestige eventually once things are. There's like, I wonder what the progress of the whites is. Honestly, I haven't been up there in a
yeah,
minute.
yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm
I,
curious. So comment down below if you have any answers as to what the fourth title would be, or what a Grand Slam champion here in Washington State might look like. Because it's I think just winning B tiers, I think they have to be a higher status than just a B tier, and or matter. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Have
they
that
have to
like
have
B
the
tier,
weight,
A tier. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Well, because
exactly.
I'm like low, like I think my brain, like for me, like I don't know. There's a like I don't know. I think that would be it. Or I think SeaTac, but yeah. Comment down below. We're curious. I'm
Yeah.
thinking now. I'm thinking.
Yeah, like I'm sure like Oregon could have like Oregon State Championships, Oregon doubles championships. I know they do like Rose City Open is another like really big A tier down there. And then I don't think Beaver State Fling for Oregon would I don't know if that would count or not
I
because it
know because
is
it's like yeah, because it's the same with Cascade argument, you
yeah.
know? Yeah, so I
So you kind
also
of
in
run into
agreement with that. Like nothing on the Pro Tour should
yeah.
be that, but it should be have the weight of making like your local person on the Pro Tour want to come back and win it, you know, and
Yeah.
just be like, oh, this is what I've won the last 5 years. I'm going to keep winning it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Um,
title matters to me in some
yeah,
way. Yeah.
exactly. It has to have some weight to it, you know.
Yeah. Maybe there's room for like a Emerald City Cup or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
I'd love that.
We'll see. We'll see.
That should be it.
Um, yeah, it's something to talk to Don and Kayla about. We have to sit down in probably a couple of weeks from now.
I think Mountain View's
Um,
building up a good prestige. Like it's early, but like I think it's like on the way of becoming like a tournament everyone wants to do and play in and stuff. So that's another one that I think is definitely has some that's building for sure.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I hype it up pretty big, but I mean, everybody knows I'm a huge fan of all that, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to see that get elevated even bigger for sure. So we'll see. We'll see kind of what it looks like in the next few years. But yeah, comment down below like what you think like the fourth, quote unquote title might be. While you do that, we're gonna get into the tournament recap presented by Emerald City Discs. Tournament recap by
Emerald City. Emerald City.
Emerald City.
Emerald City Discs. All right. So, Falling Barn Open, happening out at Oak Harbor, presented by Eric Dipinski, at Dips Discs. I think Lucas Lotto had a big hand in helping with this as well. I wasn't there. Like I said, I was considering going, and then I just needed some time, kind of like to myself for the weekend. Taking it down in MPO, we have Adam Alexander winning at 12 down over Quinn Lawler and Taylor Erickson. Congratulations to Adam. That's a huge win for him. Taking down FPO, we have Hannah Keller. She's incredible. MP40 winner was Tyler TK Kunkel. Pretty sure that's how you say his name. MP50 was won by David Fielding, MP55 by Troy Williams, MP60 by Ron Tron Lidstrom Sr., FP60 was won by Christine Hustis, MA1 was won by ECD teammate Josiah Neibauer. Congratulations, JoJo. Jacob Stilley and Tyler Bates came in second and third. Clarice Miller won FA1. MA40 was won by Derek Howard. Matt Hoffmeyer came in second place. FA40 was won by T-Bex, Bex Warich. MA50 was won by Jeff Rich. Ray Grease won MA55. The fucking GOAT. Chug Knudsen won MA60. Paula J. Mead won FA60. MA65 was won by Wally Mead. MA2 was won by Adrian Atman. Christy Rain won FA2. Ruxin Keller won MA3 over Greg Schott and Carl CJ Metters. Congratulations to the winner out there. I still have not been to fall. I have not been to our NSRA. I
We'll have
really
to
need to
go.
make it up there.
We need
Yeah,
to go do a trip.
for sure. I think probably after Washington State. Well, after Dubs, we have Chinook Challenge. So it might be like a month from now, but I could probably make it up there eventually. Um, so yeah, I want to check it out though. Course looks really fun. I watched some coverage of it. Banks sent me, I think one or two of the rounds, and I watched probably about half to like quarter to half of one of them. So yeah, cool to check out. Looks like a beautiful course. All right, we'll get into the tournament look ahead.
Do I have everybody's attention now? There can be only one World Wrestling Federation champion. Acknowledge me.
All right, big weekend of disc golf here in Washington. Up first, we have Washington State Doubles Championship. Um, like I mentioned, this is one of like the three right now, three big titles here in Washington. I am partnered up with Caleb Joyner. We are Team Mountain Dew It. I'm feeling awesome. I'm super confident. Caleb he's a dog. He was in here yesterday with his partner Savannah, and we're kind of just like talking a little bit, and I'm pumped. I mean, I genuinely think that I'm gonna do everything I can to get us C2, and I'm just gonna let Caleb bang all the putts for us, and it's gonna be awesome. Like it's gonna be so good. So, feeling really confident. I think a couple other teams to definitely watch out for. Twin Towers, the Ten Clay brothers,
Yeah.
Thaddeus and Tim. Both of those guys are studs. They're both incredible players. Giants, both in person and in disc golf. So. Really cool to see them. Another team you got to watch out for is Twice or It's Luck. That's Daniel Pfaff and Victor Contreras. They won last year, so anybody that's already gone out and done it out there has got to be somebody to watch out for. I think the catalyst and the closer, Jesse Bickley and Trent Miller. I'm not too familiar with Trent Miller, but he is like over 990 rated, and Jesse Bickley is a stud himself and can absolutely pop off and be the best player in the field at any given moment. So another team definitely watch out for. I'm sure there are a few others, but that was just kind of just the first couple that like jumped out to me. Lil Mateo is teamed up with Christopher Welch. Lil Mateo can go out there and
Mm-hmm.
absolutely just like he might be able to win on his own accord. He's such a good player, so should be a lot of fun. Caleb said that we were allowed to like pick our partners for round one, so pretty sure we're just gonna end up playing with Max Spears because
Oh,
he's
nice.
he's a homie for sure. So should be cool, should be good. We are playing one round of Rhododendron and then one round of Northwest. Baskets are all gonna be in like the B position. I don't really know. Like, I don't know Rhododendron well enough to know the B or the C positions, like off the top of my head. But everything's going to be in the B position except for hole six, which will be in the C position. For those that do know. Also happening this weekend, we have the Farmers Park Open. There is the Pro Masters Day, and then there is like the Amateur. I believe they're like I think one's morning, one's afternoon, kind of like running the same tournament, but kind of like two different time slots, which does make sense. So you'd have all the amateurs kind of go out in the mornings. I think Farmers Park's like 9 holes too, I think. So
Yeah.
you do like 2 laps essentially, and then let the pros and the masters come in the afternoon and kind of run a separate event, 2 rounds. So I do get it. That's cool. Yeah, like I said, there's going to be basically just like you do like 2 laps of the course each day. So Farmers Park Open, little C tier. And then the last event we're going to cover here is the Summertime Fling in the Evergreens. This is part of the Evergreen women's event. It is a women's C tier at Evergreen College. Currently 27 women signed up.
Nice.
I see Jen Rice is signed up. I hope
Ooh,
she like hurt her elbow a couple weeks ago, so cool to see her back. I hope she's doing well.
let's
Yeah,
go.
she was in a sling during
Oh,
SheTac, so yeah, she like hurt herself pretty bad. So that sucks. You hate to see it, especially like this stretch of the year when you're getting into like Washington State championships and stuff like that. You're like, I needed like 6 more weeks, like 6 more weeks of disc golf, and then you can just like shut it down for 2 months, 3 months at a
yeah.
time, kind of thing. So it's like you're almost there. So I'm feeling for sure. So, all right, let's get into the weather look ahead.
Weather look ahead.
Together we can reduce, reuse, and recycle for a greener future for disc golfers.
Oh yeah. All right, weather for this weekend. Specifically, we're looking at Tacoma, Washington. We're doing this on Tuesday. Today is going to be a scorcher, man. We're looking at mid 80s for a lot of the day. Yeah, it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
That slow rise up there and then that slow rise down. By the time it cools down to a comfortable temperature, it's going to be pretty late at night, anyways. Wednesday is looking pretty warm, but not as hot. Looking mid 70s to like high 70s on Wednesday. Thursday, temperatures are cooling down a little bit, kind of into the low 70s, but we do have about a 35-40% chance of rain about 2 p.m. on Thursday, so kind of watch out for that. But then the rest of the weekend should be pretty chill. We're looking at 20% chance of rain on Friday, 20% chance of rain very early in the morning on Saturday, and then 5% chance of rain on Sunday. But Dubs is just on Saturday, so that's the only day we're really truly concerned about out there. It also looks like the winds are going to be pretty down for Saturday, which is great as well. I'm looking at a high of 6 miles an hour, but that's not going to be until 5, 6, 7 p.m. or so. If you're out there practicing on Wednesday, which I will be, winds are going to get kind of high around 5 p.m. You're looking at 9 miles an hour. Thursday, you're looking at 10-mile-an-hour winds with that
Ooh,
rain, so it's not going to be ideal on Thursday.
no.
And then Friday's going to calm down again back to your 5, 6 mile an hour. So really nice week all in all. I mean, it definitely feels like. Are you feeling that summer's winding down?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Um,
For
it
sure.
it getting dark at like 8:30 now, like 8:45 is just like, oh man, like it's happening. You know, it's like I almost kind of have like when you were a kid and you're like that. Like the Sunday scaries, but you get that for like the last week of summer where you're like, oh, I got to go back to school and I didn't do as much as I wanted to do and all that kind of stuff. And when the sun starts going down that
Yeah.
early, I start to kind of get that feeling, and then it's just like, bro, you're 36. Like you're not going back to school, man. Everything's cool.
You good. Don't
So
worry about it.
yeah, you're chill.
That's
All right,
funny.
moving on. No breakdown this week. It's World's Week. Everybody got out there. So next week we will have a great one that we're excited
We're
for.
very excited.
But Ollie, hit us with the sound off.
I want to say the last time we talked, it was the day of the Vancouver game. We lost 0-2 in Seattle. Kind of a bummer. And then we have Austin here at home. We lose 2-1. So that's loss number 8 in a row, I want to say, maybe 7.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, in MLS. So, because we won one of the League Cup games, but it didn't mean anything. We had to win. We would have had to win that League Cup game and win the next one, but we didn't. But I think it's 7 or 8 straight MLS losses, and then we played Cincinnati on Saturday, a few days ago. We're recording this on Tuesday, and we got the tie. It was my boy Kalani scored in the 83rd minute, and he's one of the guys that comes in the office and like has been on streams with us and like rips packs and
Right.
stuff. And so that's our boy. That's like, and he scored the game tying goal, got man of the match for the Sounders, and it was awesome. And we broke the streak. Not a win, but not a loss.
That's
So
right.
that's a big W there. My boy Jesus ended up getting hurt, another injury, which is like just basically the season for us. But he's out 8 to 10 weeks, which is a huge bummer. When I was watching the game and he went down, it was like, because he's just a friend. So I'm like, no. It's like,
My boy, my sweet boy.
and so we ended up, when they were at the game in Cincinnati, I ended up hanging out with him, which was awesome. So I was like, oh, he's not with the team, because he's not traveling with the team since he's hurt and stuff. So I was like, oh, I can just hang out with you.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then, so guys are not pretty cool, I guess. You know, guys are getting hurt and stuff. But we did something that is pretty cool. Did make a signing, $6 million in the transfer portal from Kansas City. He is Serbian. I'm blanking on his name. It's Dejan Jovlic. Dejan Jovlic. That's how we're gonna say it. I should probably figure
I
that
kind of
out
like
though.
his name being Dijon, and there's like a mustard thing there.
It's Dejan.
Dude, yeah, you gotta call him Dijon, and
And
then
then
get
his
like
last name
Grey
is
Poupon.
Jovelic with the little
I'm out.
almonds. Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's what I'm saying. I'm trying out here.
Yeah, yeah.
But we did make a signing. He was really good. Um, like really good. Like I don't know. Kansas City was in a good spot where like he was able to create a lot, and I think this signing is huge. It just shows that like we actually are making moves, you know. And
Yeah.
while we're hurt and we don't have guys, we need to make moves for guys. We needed a true striker, and so I'm really happy. I was on the internet and someone was like, the news happened and someone was wearing his jersey. Someone saw a kid just like wearing his jersey out in public and was like, "Oh, who's gonna tell Buddy?" And I was like, it was like he just got it for his Kansas City one or something, and I was like,
That's so tough.
but I'm very happy we got our boy, and that's about it. I think we
Nice.
got our upcoming games is a really tough one against Chicago Fire. That is going to be a really hard game. And that is Saturday, August 29th. They're finishing up the League Cup, so they have Chicago, I'm pretty sure, is playing in the quarterfinals for the League Cup today against Monterey. So that's a quarterfinal, and then so they're up to the quarterfinals. So they're still doing League Cup. We have like a week until our next game, and we're playing Chicago, who's really good, and they have the best Polish player of all time. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
Cool. From my Red Sox report, they're rolling, man. It's really, really good. We just swept the Giants. We won, I think, 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks before that. So we beat the Marlins last night and kind of like late inning. I think like the eighth inning we were tied or down 0-2, and then in the ninth we came back to win 4-2, which is just incredible. This is like they're showing stuff that like that win last night was something that in the first month of the season, the first 2 months of the season, was not even a realm of a possibility. And the way they're playing right now, it's like yeah, like we expect them to come back and we expect them to win, or we expect them to put up some kind of fight in the ninth inning now, where before that just wasn't even going to be possible. So it's great. Everybody in Red Sox world still has the same concerns about Trevor Story coming back more than anything because Monasterio, Siegler, and the other kid that we have over there are just like incredible, and they're doing so good that bringing Story in is almost going to kind of mess with the recipe a little bit. People feel less so much about Roman Anthony, which I think I do myself because Jaron Duran has been such his fielding is awesome. He's one of the best left fielders as far as like being in the field is concerned, but he's hitting like 186. So it's a tough. If we can just get a better bat in there, Fenway Park is already the easiest left field in all of sports to get out there and actually manage. So I think Roman Anthony is going to be a good improvement on this team, but I am worried about Trevor Story, which sucks because I love the player. Trevor Story is
Yeah.
a great guy, great player. So
Yeah, I was at the Mariners game last night, and I look up at the big board. And Cal Raleigh was hitting like 157 on his first at bat,
tough.
and I was like,
Yeah, like
"Oh,
that's really low. That's
that's
really
so
low.
bad."
Yeah,
And I think his on base percentage was like low 700, where I'm like, oh God, like it's been a
yeah,
year. But 3 home runs last night.
sick. Yeah, Ellie invited me to a baseball game next week. I was like, what? What? Yes, let's do that. That sounds
Oh,
awesome.
me?
Yeah, I think it's like a like her work thing is like doing a bunch of stuff, but I was like, yeah, I want to go. That sounds awesome. Yeah, so Red Sox have a couple more games against the Marlins and then a 4 game series against the Yankees, which is going to be massive. I think we're like 3 games behind the Yankees or something like that, maybe a few more than that. But um, oh, we're only like 2.5 behind the Yankees right now. So that series could be huge. If we win 3 out of 4 against the Yankees, right? I mean, we're a game behind them going into facing the Mariners, the series after that. And everybody knows how the Mariners have been playing. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's looking really good. Like, I'm liking the Red Sox schedule for the rest of the year. It looks pretty nice. There's not that many games left, dude. There's what, 40 games left, 30 games left,
We're
something like
getting
that.
down there.
Yeah, like it's really
I
it's
mean,
getting
think about it.
close.
The summer's when you're talking about the summer ending, what comes after that? Playoff baseball, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like it's insane that we're almost there.
Yeah, it's like a month away. I mean, it's basically just a month of September worth of games, which is just
Exactly.
crazy. So,
Crazy.
Yeah. Mariners are currently 3 games out of the wild card. Red Sox are comfortably in the second position in the wild card race, which is really cool. Um, 3 games. Yeah, Mariners are, like I said, 3 games out of the wild card and 3 games out of the division too. The Rangers is just a crazy thing to see at the top of the
Dude,
division.
I hate looking at those standings
Five
so much.
hundred
I
too.
hate looking at the standings so
Five
much.
hundred. Ugh.
We're three
The
games
White
off.
Sox are the White Sox kind of the most fun story in baseball?
Oh, by far. By
You're like,
far.
holy crap,
Young,
dude.
fun prospects that like it's
Yeah.
like how do you not like them? And then
Murakami.
Murakami.
I know, dude. The guy's a stud.
I think
Yeah.
like I could have just said Murakami, but they have it all, you know? Like
Yeah.
they're a team that are fun to watch and fun to root for.
Yeah.
Shout out Braden Montgomery, man.
Yeah.
Shout out my
I
boy Braden Montgomery in that Red Sox patch. Look how cool that Red Sox patch is.
I do it again for Crochet.
Yeah, no,
Dude.
I'm not saying it was bad.
Chase Mydroff kind of hurts though. Kyle Teal was
Yeah.
all right, but Mydroff
My
has turned into like a guy. Yeah. I almost like going back if we could retroactively give Marcelo Meyer instead of Chase Mydroff. Like
Marcel Meyer was supposed to be the boy.
what is our yeah, I know, but like we traded him to
I
San
know.
Francisco for like a reliever. Like a reliever. Like that's insane.
I know,
dude.
but if you were saying this to yourself like a year and a
2
half
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
years ago.
I would have had some real issues with that. Yeah, you would have traded 2 out of our big 3 for that. Yeah.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
now.
no doubt.
But
Yeah.
retrospectively, I mean, it's just the game, you know.
Yeah. So I'm such a fan of trading prospects because like they're not players until they are. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you don't know what they're going to become.
I'm not the
Like,
biggest fan of just ripping out prospects.
no, oh yeah, I
There,
am. I'm like,
who was it? The like Jordan Crawford and there was someone else that was offered for Scooble and they said no and just gave him to the Dodgers for like worse prospects. And I'm like,
oh yeah, yeah. They
that's
gave him
where.
and now the
Like,
Tigers are doing pretty good too again though. Which is
hey,
crazy.
shout out Max Clark, man. Shout out
Yes.
Max Clark.
Insane, insane. Ollie, hit us with that ODP guarantee. What do you
It's
got for us
World's
this
Week. It's
Yeah.
World's Week. Anthony Barilla will be a one-time world champion.
Wow,
Anthony Barilla, one-time world champion after this weekend.
that's crazy.
He was practicing it before. He's been off. All it takes is one weekend. He's been close. He has the skill set. No one can argue that. And so, if he can have his head on his shoulders, which taking a week off and just being present in the world's atmosphere, I think I something was telling me in my gut. I think this could be his year. And I think it
That's-
also is good for the sport, showing that like the AB Gannon rivalry is a real thing.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, yeah, I gotta think it's Gannon still, but yeah, AB is a good pick. What do you got for FPO?
FBO, I'm taking Silva.
Yeah,
Most
that's-
likely.
yeah.
I don't even think I gotta look at the field like just to. It's
Is
Silva's
Evelina's playing right?
Yeah, Evelina when she's on is like really good, but I think it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
But consistency, man, Silva's been so good. Lead card we got Owen Scoggins, Lyda, Evelina, and Missy. What a fun lead card that's gonna be.
Yeah, I can see Evelina completely popping off and just like going sicko mode for the whole tournament. That would be really, really sick. But I mean, this could be like a sneaky like Holland Hanley like breakout event. You know what I mean? Like Ella Hansen just won the distance comp.
No,
At
the
Worlds.
breakout's gonna happen in MPO. Stop. Just a normal win in FPO.
Nah, just a normal win in MPO.
See, if Holland and AB win, then there's something up with it. That's
that would
there's
be, yeah. That's a little sus on Distress part, right? Like, what'd y'all do?
But I think I'm gonna take. I love Owen, and she's been winning still this year. But like of recent Owen, I've watched too many times. Like her putter is like liver. You live her by it. She lives by it, and she dies by it. It's like when the putter decides to go, it's just it's hard to watch, and it's like a bummer to watch. And so like it is a couple of these last tournaments where she's been like up into the neck and wire. It's like it hasn't really felt like. I mean, the other woman has played exceptional golf, and like has done everything to win, but it almost gives me the feeling also it's like they won, but also I don't know if it's bigger than how much Owen lost, So it bums me out,
Sure.
and I always want to root for her. She's probably who I'm rooting for the most.
Yeah.
And so
I mean,
I
I think
yeah,
it's the same issue that Owen always has. Is I haven't watched like an FPO play the layout, but I watched most of Barella's
yeah.
practice round, and the course looks really long. So it's the same thing that everybody says about Owen all the time: is does she have the distance to get there? Does she have the ability to throw those high flexing shots and get there in the same way that Evelina
Honestly,
can just throw mids?
honestly though, I think my answers were with the distance part. Yeah, she doesn't have as much of that big booming distance, but it hasn't with the holes that they play. I feel like it hasn't like I oh the other day was throwing like 400 something on her. Like I mean, it is like her max distance, but like she's getting 380, she's getting 400 on these holes where I'm like, I know she can do it.
Yeah,
So
I'm so curious.
it's gonna be fun. I'm quite excited for this Worlds this week. It is Worlds week. Let's get excited.
Yeah, yeah. All right. KO question of the day. Ollie, what was your first job?
My first job was for the city of Seattle. I was 15 years old and I worked for as a lifeguard for the Ballard Pool. And I taught swim lessons and was a lifeguard and or yeah, for the Ballard Pool.
Nice. Do you remember how much you made doing that?
I mean, it was 2016 or 15 and I was making like 17 an hour. It was really good. Like it was insane, like actually insane.
That
Cuz
like
cuz
kind
it
of
was
that borderline pisses me off.
well, it was like right after they just bumped the minimum wage and then it's a city job. So I was like, "Oh, I'm just a city employee. I get like the minimum wage. Like this is awesome. Like no tips,
Yeah,
nothing. Like I'm just like paid this."
yeah.
And
15 getting like good benefits and shit, and you're like, I don't even need that. Like, I don't even want it.
I'm just like a lifeguard. I'm like, don't drown.
Yeah. Nope.
One person on the slide.
Yeah. No running.
No,
Like,
that no running is the biggest call probably. Most calls.
sick. Hell yeah. My first job was washing dishes at a little meat shop in my hometown called Federal Meats.
It's actually gross. 17 an hour to start.
Dude, was it? Oh my god, it was. I'm pretty sure I made $6.25 an hour for like my first for like years.
What year is this?
This is when I turned 16, so 2006. In New York. Yeah, I was washing dishes in the back of this meat shop. I would wash I would take apart like the bone saw, like I would just like take off the handle
Yeah.
and just like disassemble the whole thing and take that big blade and like bend it up and twist it up, and then I would have to just like throw it to like unwind it. My hands would be all cut up and bloody all the time. I was taking apart like the meat grinders and shit like that. Like I was like pretty proficient in like all that equipment stuff at a pretty young age. So when I became a chef, that really actually I was like, I know how to do all this, and I wasn't really grossed out by like nasty like fucking food all over, like gross raw product all over the place and stuff. But
Hey, not everyone can work a tough job like me when they start.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Bro, the worst is the grease trap there because we
Oh,
didn't it wasn't
oh,
like a restaurant, right? It was just a meat store, like a butcher shop. So we didn't cook food on site at all. So we only emptied the grease trap when it needed to be emptied, and it could go 6 months without being emptied. And
disgusting.
that was the worst job. That was like that day, like if you knew that it was grease trap day, you were like, I might call off and just deal with everybody being mad at me.
Yeah,
Like it's actually like kind of more worth it.
more worth
And
it.
as a 16-year-old, I was really like not for it. Like I probably emptied that thing 4 times over the like 2 years that I was there, and every time was like, this is the worst fucking project. We'd put like Vaseline
Oh,
on like our upper lip to like stop the smell and stuff like that. We do like plug our nose. It was
yeah, but
yeah,
I had to put band-aids on little kids when they stub their toes on the pool deck.
Jesus.
It's tough. Little
Yeah. I remember that job had a fun uniform. We had to wear white button-down long sleeve shirts that were always like disgusting, and everyone would roll them up. And you had to wear. They gave you a clip-on bow tie, so you had to wear a clip-on bow tie, and it was like one of those like old school like meat.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
it was dope. Like I kind of honestly like missed that kind of vibe, but also super super nasty. So. Comment down below. What was your first job, and how much did you make at your first job?
Yeah,
I'm curious as well.
curious.
Let me know, especially let me know if it was less than 6.25 an hour.
or more than 17.
More than 17 is crazy. I cannot, like, I can't with that, dude. That's
I was
nuts.
young and going to. I remember I got my first paycheck and the like. I just
It
got
was
in this
like
really
four
bad habit.
grand.
No, it was a lot of money. I mean, I wasn't working a ton. I was teaching swim lessons in life but I mean, they were good paychecks, honestly, when I think back about it. But I was like eating so much at Five Guys that I just like I'd literally be like, I got money. I'm going to
hmm
Five Guys.
hmm That's
And I'd
hilarious.
take the bus down to Market Street and go to that Five Guys in Market Street in Ballard, and I'd be like, and then I'd get back on the bus after eating.
hmm Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's so dope, though. That's like living when you're a kid.
Dude, I was living. I was like,
Yeah.
this is too much money. I can finally
Yeah.
go to Five Guys.
I think I bought the same thing when I was 16 when I had money that I do now when I have money. It's just like, ooh, new energy drink. Let me try that. You know, like, like I've always just been like, this drink seems cool. That snack seems cool. Like, that's probably honestly, if I were to like, where does all my money go? It is probably just like, well, I've never seen this snack before. Let me try that. You know, that's probably the majority of my like weird expenditures. Um, all right, we're gonna get into the draft for this week and round out the episode. The draft for this week is we are drafting the disc golf holes at Steilacoom Northwest specifically. This is in honor of Dubs this week and then Washington State's next week. So, Ollie, do you want the first pick or do you want the second two?
I'll take the second two.
Okay. With the first pick, I think so. Uh, when I think of Northwest, I guess I don't necessarily think of any like necessarily super iconic individual hole, but it's really just like a string of holes there that are all really, really good. I think what is like my personal favorite hole, which is kind of the way I've been treating these drafts
Yeah.
here. Um, and my personal favorite hole is hole six out there. It is that really, really straight shot with kind of that tree in the middle. That's just my favorite kind of disc golf hole where it's like you got to kind of hit a gap. You got to kind of have to make a decision. At the end of the day, if you just throw a really good straight shot for that amount of distance, you're going to
Yeah.
get the birdie. So I'm going to go with hole six.
I like that. I think I'm going with the opposite of a straight shot. I mean, I guess it could be kind of straight, but I always talk about it. I really like the elevation gain and loss on it, and I'm a big fan of it. But I'm gonna go with my first pick. I know it's kind of odd, maybe not everyone's favorite, but I really like 16. 16 to
Nah,
me is so much fun. I, when I
that
was
was,
when
yeah.
I was more novice in my playing, I would take a Halo Boss on like a huge Anheuser and chuck it, and it would go like, and it would work all the way down. And I was like, when you'd hit those lines, it was like, this is why I play. This is what I like to do.
Yeah.
16 is just one of my. I really enjoyed 16 a lot. And then
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go with one. I really like playing one. I think
hmm
it's a fun hole. It's iconic to what I think. Like you're 100% right. There's not that many like this is the hole at Stilly, but I think I mean, might just because it's hole one, but it pops in your head when you think about Steilacoom. You know those trees. There's some videos on YouTube of Ricky Wysocki shooting that, like back when he was playing these tournaments and stuff. I just think it's iconic. I think it's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
go one.
I think it's interesting. I think you picked like it's like you almost pick the same shot, but like hard mode, easy mode.
Yeah,
You know, like they are kind of like very similar shapes. One is a lot softer than 16, but like, you know, if you're taking that left hand side of 16, you're almost like you want that low kind of panning
yep,
shot. So, both of those are awesome. I mean, without a doubt, I think 16 has got to be one of the most played holes out there as well.
dude.
You always see a line of people out there just getting ready to just kind of throw and warm up there. So, good picks, man. Yeah, really, really nice. For my second pick here, I think I'm gonna go with hole nine. It is that just like uphill, like little putter shot. I think it's probably
Yeah,
it's got to be like one of the most aced holes out there.
I
And
like that one
then
a lot.
I'm gonna pick probably what is got to be the most aced hole out there, and that's hole 11. That's that goalie hole,
Yep,
kind of right down there. Super super fun. Um, you know, if you're hitting that line cleanly, it's hard not to just want to empty your bag and just throw every disc you got, see if you can ring it up because it is spinning a putter, not even like throwing it, but just like spinning a putter down a large hill is one of the most fun things to do in disc golf.
Yeah.
Like it's just such an enjoyable thing. So I'm going with hole 9 and hole 11, both because they're just kind of like fun shots, both kind of like, the same kind of thing, but on your opposite angles going up and going down.
I like it. I like it. My next two, and to round off, I'm gonna go with another two holes I really like. First off, we're gonna take hole 5. I'm a big fan of the par
So,
fours.
yeah.
Yeah, I know it's like little more of like, oh, you're just throwing kind of a stock first shot, and if you do get hit up, it's just like one more thing to do. But I'm like, I like that, and I like
Yeah.
par fours, and I like distance and shots, and I like that second shot in particular is like I think when it's done well, it's like it feels so good, and that's like where I get my like harder shots executed well. Which I'm not saying it's necessarily a hard shot. I think it goes into like a fun stock hyzer, and then the second shot's like this like flip up flat straight shot, basically, you know. So it's like nothing too crazy, but I do think it's fun. And we're gonna take the other par four in 15, and we're gonna grab that one as well, which is a super soft par four. But watching the big arms just like get in circle is like
Unleash.
very fun, and
Right.
I do think I am not there. I think I just use it as like a fun easy par four. You know, I'm like, okay, this is a birdie I can almost like I need to get, I must get kind of birdie action. But it's really fun to watch the big arms there.
Yeah. Hole 5, I can't agree with you anymore. Like it's awesome. It's true, like it's not long, but it's a true two-shot par four where
Yep,
there's just absolutely zero chance that you can break the hole with a big enough shot. Like even the
yep,
biggest shots are still 210 feet down that tunnel, and you can be within 200 feet of that basket and still end up having to throw 3-4 shots to get to it because it's a tricky, 300 feet. So great picks for both of them. Um, for my last pick, I want to give an honorable mention to hole 17. It's wide open, it's long. I think it's one of those holes that like everybody ends up playing a bunch when they're out there warming up. But it's kind of a nothing hole as far as I'm concerned. It's just long and wide open. My actual pick here is going to be hole 18. One of the more challenging holes out there. It's a really tough gap. The distance is just long enough with how small that gap is that you do have to fully commit to it. You have to throw a really, really hard shot. But the times that I've hit that shot, it is so crazy satisfying
yeah,
and it feels so good. I love throwing like a flip up essence and just like riding through that gap. I've also gotten like not I wouldn't say comfortable, but I'm starting to get more and more comfortable with throwing just like a little like flip up forehand, like straight through the center and just kind of like
yeah,
hammering it through there. So both lines are really fun. I think that's a great finishing hole because I think a lot of different things can happen. You can take anywhere from a 2 to a 5 on there realistically. So there's a potential for a scoring separation or for some heartbreak to happen. So to recap here, I picked hole 6, I picked hole 9, I picked hole 11, and hole 18. Ollie picked 16, 1, 5, and 15. Comment down below what 4 holes you would pick from Steilacoom Northwest. Ollie, round us out.
episode 124. That's insane. I don't think it ever is not gonna be.
Nah.
Um, yeah, Washington State. We got Washington State doubles. We got a lot of stuff to look forward to. It is Worlds Week. With the absence of pressure, it's hard to do great things. Gino, that's Coach Gino from UConn women's basketball. A little short and sweet one for you. Aim high, shoot low. We'll see you next week. Peace.